Hello and welcome. We're going to wait a couple of minutes while Facebook does its thing and notifies everyone that we're here live. But while we're waiting, you might notice that the topic today is about alchemy. There's nothing that's been more misunderstood and no truth that has been more suppressed and hidden than the art and science of alchemy. So we're going to get into that a little bit here today. When you come in, just say hello down below. Hey, Laura, good to see you here. Say hello down below. And while we're waiting for people to roll in, let me just ask you a couple of questions. Have you ever considered that maybe there's a lot of ancient wisdom, tools, techniques, technologies that have been long lost throughout history? Have you ever thought about that? Has that thought ever crossed your mind? Have you ever had the thought that possibly there's been a lot held from you intentionally so that you follow the mainstream, so that you follow certain systems and organizations and you don't think for yourself? Have you ever had that thought cross your mind? Have you ever felt like there's more to life than the day-to-day, than just going to work and making a little money and having a little food and going to bed and getting up and doing it all over again? Well, if the answer is yes to any of those questions, much less to all of them, then you're in the right place at the right time. And what I want to talk to you about is alchemy. Now, you may or may not be familiar with alchemy, but let me tell you quite simply, it's been very misunderstood. It was attempted to be suppressed by the Catholic Church all the way back during the wars and where things were being taken over by the Catholic Church. And I'm not making any statement about the Catholic Church. You can check history and find out and realize this is true. So what happened is they put up a front, the alchemists put up a front to say, well, it's just these guys in weird lab coats trying to turn base metal into gold. Now that's a metaphor though, it's not literal. And so what alchemy really is about taking the base metal of low value, and there's no material more valuable than gold, right? So taking the base metal, pure metal, of low value and turning it into something of high value, which the analogy was gold. And so that's what alchemy is all about. It's about transmutation, taking one thing and turning it into something completely different. Now, I don't want to take too much time here today, but there's a big difference between transmutation and transformation. We hear a lot about transformation, but the simple differentiation is you can transform your living room by moving the furniture around and saying, I transformed my room. And you would be right. And yet it's still the same furniture, it's still the same room. To transmutate is to get all new furniture. It's to paint the walls. It's maybe to knock down some walls. It's to get an entirely different room. And that's where the power resides, in transmutation. Now, Hermetics goes all the way back to ancient Egypt. Hermes Trismegistus is the author of Hermetics. He's the creator of Hermetics. And if you check history, he's also called the god Tot in the Egyptian. He was called Mercury in the Greek. And if you check mythology, he was the creator of writing, mathematics, astrology, and astronomy, and Hermetics, the ancient alchemy. By the way, ancient alchemy became modern chemistry. And so this guy was pretty dialed in, around 650 CE, current era. And so the single most powerful document, actually there's two, that are critically important to Hermetics, to your understanding of how to create transmutation. Now let me just ask you this question. Do you have anything of low value in your life right now that you'd like to know with absolute certainty how you could create something of high value from that? Take something of low value, something that you're not real interested in or happy about, and create something of high value from that. Then if the answer is yes, whether it's financial, relational, mental, physical, spiritual, then you need to become a modern alchemist. Does that make sense to you? And you need to know in practical terms how to practice alchemy, which is the art and the science of transmutation. It's an art and a science, both, of taking something of low value and turning it into something of high value. There's two documents in Hermetics that are vitally important to understand in Hermetics. Now, here's the rub about Hermetics, or alchemy, which Hermetics is the foundation of alchemy. The rub is that everything's written in blinds, it's written in metaphors, it's written in analogies, it's written in code. And originally, the only people who had access to these kind of teachings were the initiates of the mystery schools. And you had to be invited to be a member of the mystery schools. And so there's no way you're going to be able to decipher all these blinds and blocks and metaphors and analogies and illustrations. It's not written straightforward without a good teacher. Well, here's the great news. I've had some great teachers, some really good teachers. I've studied in the Andes of Peru. I've studied in the Amazon. I've studied in Egypt. I've been initiated into 2 mystery schools and 3 shamanic traditions. And all I'm saying is that I've studied long and hard, and I've had some great teachers who have helped me to be able to decipher these things that most of us never are able to decipher because they're just really not straightforward. If you've ever attempted to study Hermetics or alchemy, you know what I'm talking about. Now, I said there are 2 documents that are most critical to alchemy. One of them is called the Turbo Philosophorum, which is also translated as the Collection of Sages. The other one is called the Emerald Tablet. The Emerald Tablet is the foundation of transmutation, the art and science of alchemy. And if you've ever looked at the Emerald Tablet, you're not going to figure it out without a lot of deciphering. And so, at the end of the day, if you'd like to learn how to create transmutation in your life, if you'd like to learn the tools, the techniques, the specific strategies to turn something in your life right now, whether it's financial, whether it's business, whether it's relationship, whether it's physical, into something completely different. Are you interested? To transmute it into something completely different, something from low value to high value, then you need to become a modern alchemist. You need to understand the art and science of alchemy and transmutation. And so here's what we're doing. The first time we've ever done this, it's only going to happen one time this year. We are going to take the Emerald Tablet on August 6th, live on Zoom, and we're going to break it down line by line by line. And we're not going to just talk it through. We've already got a group of people coming together, a community of people coming together who have reserved their seat. We're going to work it through. It's very interactive. You're going to be put into groups. You're going to be doing exercises. You're going to literally be learning the secrets of transmutation and working with them for a full day. Now, Bersabeh and I do a lot of online events, and we thought about sticking the Emerald Tablet into an online event, but it's going to take the better part of an entire day, from 9 to 5. That's how deep it is. It's 14 lines long, believe it or not, and about 40 miles deep. And so if you are ready to learn the art and science of alchemy, to become a modern alchemist, to take your power back, to create what you desire and deserve, to break past the barriers that have been placed in front of us and have been suppressed for so many years, then come join us at the Art of Alchemy. Let me just give you the link. You can go to this link. I should have posted for you, and it'll take you right to the landing page. You can get all the details and all the things you're going to experience on the landing page. Just click the link and reserve your seat. It's all on Zoom from 9 to 5, August 6th, the only time we're going to do it this year, and you'll be grateful when you join. Not only will you get the art, science, tools, techniques of alchemy, but we'll plug you in to a group of growth-minded individuals who are committed to transmutating their own world as well as transmutating this world. And God knows in these turbulent times, it's time for us to stop trying to go back to where we were and start to play from a place of where we're going. Let me repeat that because that's important. It's not about taking us back to where we were. We've got to go ahead of the curve and start to play from a new place where we're going. If that makes sense to you, come join us. Click the link, grab your seat. God bless you. Lots of love to you. Thanks for a couple moments of your day, and I'll see you on August 6th.